Hello everyone, welcome to the Jargus Ranger Review. This time we'll be looking at the 8th episode and mid-season finale of Dino Charge, Double Ranger, Double Danger. Now this one starts slightly more lighthearted on the warship, with Sledge trying to sweet-talk Poisandra, because he is her boyfriend slash fiancé, whatever they try to make out of their relationship. But they are interrupted by Fury, who has a plan to steal the tracking device. Of course, after he bickers some more with the lady in pink, Sledge decides to give his girl a chance at the spotlight. Of course, Fury is not pleased at all by this, and all she does is taunt him, calling him a jealous kitty. Now on Earth, the Rangers are in a foresty area. They have the E-Tracer outside. They're looking for either the Terrazord or the Gold Gem, depending on what the Tracer picks up. And Sir Tyler is finally going back to the start of the season, and our Red Ranger is sitting there thinking about his father. Yeah, we haven't really mentioned him since the first couple episodes, and apparently he's wearing his bracelet that belonged to him, and he's writing in his journal about his new friends. And we do see Chase messing with white flowers, first seen as a joke, but it could be something more. Then Coda jumps around, says he smells something in the air, and then they get an alert from Kendall saying that their alien presence is nearby. So in response to that, to protect the E-Tracer, Tyler takes it to a box in his Jeep and is about to drive off with it. But then the other Rangers, morphed, jump in with him. He don't know what's going on, but one just holds their finger up to their lips to be quiet. So it's like, okay, I don't get it, but alright. So he drives off until it breaks down near a bridge. So while he's popping the hood to look at it, Shelby contacts him on the Dinocom, complaining that he just left him there, and he's confused what happened, because she's right there. And then the Rangers turn out to be Vivix in disguise. And then we see why, because it's our Monster of the Week Duplicon, who can make lookalikes of the Rangers. So Todd has to fight them off unmorphed, along with Poisandra there, who's gloating the whole time, but he gets beaten pretty quickly, and ends up being knocked out, it seems. So she celebrates and takes the machine. Oh great, now Sledge can find them all. Better hope you get found soon. Now at the base, the Rangers decide to split up to look for him, but they also detect an alien presence, so Keeper says no. He and Kendall will look, but the Energems must be protected. So on the ground, Tyler is getting up, and he wastes no time. He calls his Dino Cycle, and he jumps in the air and morphs in the middle of it. No special background needed. I've always liked how they can do real-time morphing sequences. So while the Rangers are searching that big area, Fury is watching, kind of annoyed, and Duplicon just slams onto the Vivix's heads, that's a tongue twister, to change them into copy Rangers. Fury is disgusted and envious of Poisandra, but he really didn't want to see something that looked like a Ranger. But he noticed one is missing, so he goes to find the Red Ranger as his prize for Sledge. But even when they do get attacked, the fight with the copy Rangers lasts very quickly, because Chase, being the expert shot that he is, blasts them all down uses his blaster to blast all 4 of them down. And when they wonder how he did it, he points out that he put flowers in each of the belts. So they weren't just being strange at the beginning. That's very clever, and no one would expect a thing. Then Tyler, while on his cycle, contacts Kendall, but she already knows what's going on, and tells him to get to where the Rangers are. But before we get in, he's ambushed by Fury and knocked off of it, and that's enough to bring him out of morph. And Fury wastes no time, he's ready to beat him so he can have something to take back to Sledge. And in the process, the bracelet gets cut off his arm. Then Fury notices and picks it up as it brings back memories. Then Tyler, he gets all kinds of mad at him. Says, "What do you know about my father?" And he just taunts him saying, "Should have known you, son. You can't fight well and you're set just as weak." He'll never tell. And of course, this does nothing but to enrage our Red Ranger. And so their fight continues. Now the other Rangers are able to knock down Duplicon and prevent him from making more clones. But they don't have enough firepower to finish him. They need the Dino Spike, which needs 5 Rangers. Well, just their luck. Now back to our more interesting scene. Tyler flips Fury over a car and gets him on the ground. and he holds his saber near him, and he's about to get an answer about his father, because Fury's actually talking for some reason. But he never gets an answer because his comm calls him for help, the Rangers need him, and Fury uses that distraction to attack him again. And when it seems like he has Tyler cornered, some sort of yellow glowy goo thing starts coming up from his chest, and he starts screaming about how he has to remain in control of something. And it's really got him all confused and his body is not doing stuff. Now it's really just got Fury all freaked out and worried. Something weird's going on to him. But eventually he does put it back inside, whatever it was, and it's clear to have shaken him somehow. But we have no idea what was going on there. Of course Tyler couldn't finish him, he had to go help his buddies. So he arrives quickly when Duplicon has the edge, and they waste no time getting that Dino Spike to finish him off immediately. Now he was off quickly because there was nothing to focus on. Poisandra, our pink weirdo, was nearby trying to locate one of the energems. And Sludge saw it from his tablet screen above and noticed that she was in danger. So he wasted no time at all making Duplicon grow. Even an evil overlord has to take care of his woman. And just to insult the guy even more, he makes a gigantic clone of Fury. So no one's pleased about seeing that thing. So the Rangers start out with their regular Megazord formation, but they're being attacked on both ends and can't have an opening. Till Kendo tells them to use the Dino Charger 17, which will release their toxic gases. In other words, they're gonna repel them with a fart. It has just enough to be able to summon the Ankylosaur again. Now it's kind of weird how they fight the clone, they just hit it and it melts into the ground. But as for our Duplicon, he gets slammed straight up into the air and explodes like last time. I don't think I'm gonna get tired of seeing that this season. And back on the ground, Poisandra along with Curio have found the Terrazord. And just like that, Fury snatches it from him and starts walking away with it, looking at the information to find its location. And now, to ruin all of Shelby's hard work, Chase decides to shoot the E-Tracer and destroy it, so that Fury can't find anything more. So they think it's all gone. Except Fury picks up part of it, and it still has that one charger inside of it. And he flees off with it, going off to find it and take control, wherever that Zord is. Now back in the little base lab, Kendo explains that the charger is too weak, it doesn't have enough energy left to help him awake the Zord's battle mode. So it'll be fine. And in a slightly touching moment, Shelby has found the bracelet of Tyler's father, and puts it back on his wrist for him. You know, it seems like Shelby is connecting to Tyler more than any other Ranger. No clue how well this will develop into something, if anything at all. Now, they're kind of bummed out by losing that charger in that location. Akiva says if they hadn't worked together, Fury would have gotten everything, been able to find all the Zords and Energems. So it's good that they fought as a team, or it would have been a complete loss, instead of a seemingly partial loss. And that's the end of episode 8. In the end, this was much more intense than our last one. I mean, we've got nothing new happening between the Rangers, but we've been wondering about Tyler's father since the end of episode 1, and it hasn't been brought up since. But now he's talking about him again, and he clearly misses his dad. I mean, now, when he was fighting Fury, he looked mad as hell, and his voice talked like it. Now, that's just something I'd like to see more from a Red Ranger. Some really getting mad at things. And that scene near the beginning where he saw the Rangers, and that scene near the beginning where we saw the fake Rangers be revealed, that was legitimately a little creepy the way they handled it. It wasn't all bright and actiony. And hey, we saw that our Red Ranger can actually take a beating and be taken out on his own. So he's not as nigh unstoppable as he's been in the past few episodes. Something I much rather like. It makes him a lot more human. But what really took the spotlight this episode was the escalating rivalry between Fury and Poisandra. It's getting more intense to the point where they're sabotaging each other's plans just to get ahead in Sludge's eyes. Of course, when he goes back to the warship, Sludge is going to be pissed at Fury for taking out Poisandra's plan. So I want to see what that turns out to be. So that really annoys me that this is a mid-season finale. I really don't know why the new season of Power Rangers are doing that. Because we've only had 8 episodes in and now it's already going on break. And then we're going to have more than twice as many to finish the season later this year. If that were going to be the case, it would have been better to just either spread out the episodes a bit more, or to make it further in the season before stopping it at a cliffhanger like this. This is just going to cause all sorts of irritation. Now it's going to be several months before this picks up again. But I'll be waiting for it, and hopefully you will be too. As this is another great episode from Dino Charge. And I can't wait for the next one, this fall. And hopefully you'll join me for it. Until then, I'm Jargus Zero. And thanks for watching, and until we meet again, let the power protect you.